Alright, getting started here. Is my mic on? Yes, my mic's on. It's actually working this time. I'll just wait a couple seconds here for you guys to come in and say what's up. Red Dead, what's up? How's it going?
Yee.
How you doing tonight? I wonder, is it possible for me to change it so that there's no delay, like during the stream, without having to end it? I don't remember. Let me see here.
Hello, Dro Ahu.
Let me
Hello,
hear it.
hello, Ahu.
Hey. Dro Ahu. What's up?
Let's see. Oh no, it doesn't let me
Zombie.
change it since we got
Hello,
started
hello.
already. Hi.
Hi.
What
are you
up,
okay
Chetch?
today?
What up, Tommy? Hey, Pazzo. Star, hi. Yes, I'm okay.
I
How
am
are you?
back, Drobird. Hi, Dro guys. Hey.
Hey, Rabbit. Hey, Jeanette. What's up? Oh, I'm glad you guys are here because I want your opinions the most.
Dro shoot. Hi everyone.
What up? How are you?
Miss you.
Ligma, I miss you too. Nice to see you in chat.
Hi Dro.
Alright. Let me
Happy
show you
daylight
guys this.
savings.
Oh yeah, that.
Dro net
Ugh.
post.
We're time traveling. I like how there's that, what is it, like a senator or something, and he's bitching about how he wants to completely end daylight savings change of the time. Jeanette, you're sick. Don't say that. Do you have corona? Chetch is zombified. What up, Rasta? You're getting sick, Chetch? Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna have to lock my doors and never leave for like the next year. I go to the supermarket now and I walk around and I'm like, please nobody breathe on me. Please nobody breathe on me. Even though there's not like a lot of people around here, today I had to go to a Walmart and I went to a different Walmart than I normally go to, and it was in a bigger city, so there was like a lot of people there, and probably all buying stuff for this apocalypse that's coming. But hey, I got gas masks. If anybody wants to borrow some, just hit me up. I got like 10 that I use on stage. Some of them are missing the eye pieces, but just put some tape over it. You'll be good. Get some of that micropore tape, you know? You'll be alright. You want to be a zombie? You can live in the zombie room and play video games. The zombie room's kind of full right now, but yeah, okay. I'll make room. We'll take everything out of there. Alright, so check this out. I'm gonna just kind of show you why the hell I even decided to stream right now, because I was gonna make a video about this, but I'm like, I don't really want to give this stuff too much attention, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get your guys' opinion on it. There's an article that somebody showed me because they're using Luna's photo in it. And I read the article, and I don't agree with the article, and I feel like the article is one of those that can cause a lot of problems in the future, even for wolf dogs and wolves in general. And I'll go over it. I'm going to read it, and you guys can read it with me. I'll pull it up on my computer. And you can give me your opinion if I'm wrong, if maybe this person's right about what they're saying, and maybe that I'm the one who's just crazy because I live with Luna, so maybe I'm biased towards wolf dogs. I don't know. But I'll get your opinion. You guys can tell me. Okay. Why buying a wolf dog hybrid is completely selfish act. Which, I do agree with that title. It is a selfish act. But getting any pet is a selfish act. Because you want to own a pet, right? And like, that goes with everything. A cat, a regular dog, like, I don't understand the difference, you know, in that. So maybe you guys can point it out to me. I mean, because I thought that owning all pets is a selfish act, right? So It says wolfdog hybrids are popular pets, but housing a wild animal in your backyard or walking it on a leash when it was meant to roam free is just plain wrong. Let me move the chat over here so I can see what you guys are saying while I read this. I took the photo, James, but I'm okay with them using the photo, but I'm not okay with the fact that I feel like this article is filled with misinformation, so I'm going to read it and then you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me go down here. So it starts off by basically saying that they're welcome to getting respectful feedback on the article. And I did leave a comment letting them know if they want to talk to somebody who actually lives with a wolf dog and has been around them, that I'm willing to talk to them, because it's a little bit ridiculous because of the things that I read here. But anyway, let me go on about it. So imagine you're trapped in a room with a wild animal, a wolf perhaps, both of you paralyzed with fear. You stare at each other until one makes a move. Can you predict what the wolf will do? No, it's unpredictable. While true wolf behavior in the wild is well understood, wolfdog hybrid behavior in captivity is unpredictable. I mean, I think Luna's pretty freaking predictable. James, they might have pulled it off of my Flickr account, because on Flickr, if you have it in Creative Commons license or whatever, like, people can pull those photos and use them legally. And if I request them to take it down, they will take it down, because they took somebody else's photo down that requested it, that I know. And I'm okay with it being here for now, because I don't think, like, I want to get you guys' opinion, and just so we can go over this together. And yeah, Pazzo, exactly. And we'll get to that too, because you're saying all dogs are unpredictable. Luna is as predictable as any other dog, depending on what situation they're in, right? And let's just go through this, because I don't want to talk too much about it until you guys understand where I'm coming from with what I'm saying. All right, so that's the take-home message and warning to when considering getting a wolf-dog hybrid. They are unpredictable. My scare with wolf-dog hybrid patient. I found myself trapped with and by Titan, a 10-month-old wolf-dog hybrid I had been seeing since he was a puppy. As a veterinarian with quite a lot of experience with wolves, wolf-dog hybrids, and zoo animals, I was shocked to find myself in this situation. Situation occurred because Titan's behavior was highly unpredictable. We were both trapped and we were both fearful. Titan had been brought into my hospital that morning to be neutered. To lessen his fear response, we took many precautions as a fear-free environment as possible. Okay, so what they did was they're saying that he was familiar with the staff and with her. They did a pre-op sedative with the dog's human present. And then they didn't cage the dog at any time. Okay. Now, wolf dogs, when they're taking sedatives, they can get aggressive, like, more than normal. That's just something that anybody who's been around wolf dogs and knows what it's like to work with them, like, they know that if you give them any kind of medication, it is possible that they're going to get very aggressive, because dogs can do the same thing, okay? You give a German Shepherd or a Malamute or, other dogs, pit bulls even, and they're sedated and they're confused and they don't know what's going on. They're going to be more aggressive. And wolf dogs are going to do the same shit, you know? Yes, they have more wild instincts, and they're more fearful than dogs. I agree with that. That's true. But this situation feels kind of out of place in what I read. So then it goes on to say, although Titan had been exhibiting some aggression at home lately, he seemed docile and comfortable that morning. Okay, so he was fine that morning, but probably until he got the meds, right? But as he was being held by his leash in surgery, getting ready to be anesthetized, he turned his head ever slightly towards me. His eyes rose up to fixate on my face, and then he lunged about a foot towards me and just kept staring into my eyes, ready to pounce. Unnerved, I stepped back from his lunge, and he darted into the corner of my surgical suite with a swift and silent bolt. Planted firmly against the wall, he took like a statue with live eyes. He didn't move a muscle. He didn't blink. I couldn't even see his chest move from breath. He just sat staring at me. I had no idea what Titan's next move might be or mine. As we kept our eyes locked on one another, bodies fixed and silent, I realized it was unnatural for both of us to be in this situation. Titan had been placed in a dog environment that day, but Titan was wolf, a wild animal that instinctually needed to escape from this dog world. After about a minute, I gestured for my technicians to cautiously clear the room and bring me the rabies pole. I think that's mistake number 2 right there. It seemed that Titan would not lunge at us if we did not move towards him. There's the photo that they used of Luna. A rabies or snare pole, and then they go on to describe what it is. You guys all know what that is, right? If Titan lunged at me first, or if I was strong enough to control him at the end of the pole, he could have certainly attacked me. Okay, so she ended up actually grabbing him with the pole, and then he lunged towards her. Which, yeah, the dog was probably already all freaked out. He's in a room full of strangers, even though he's met them before. Like, Luna has met my vets before too, but if she's alone in a room and I'm not there, she's going to be a little bit unnerved as well, especially if she's medicated and now she's got a lady coming at her with this huge metal pole to put around her neck. Like, yeah, the dog's going to be freaked the fuck out. That makes sense. But I feel like any dog's going to do that in that situation. With one movement, I got the noose over his head and got control. He lunged. I was able to hold the pole firmly, and he stopped lunging. If he had wanted to, he could have won this tug of war for sure. I believe that because wolf dogs are strong as fuck. I guided him to a safe room a few feet away. What is a wolf dog hybrid? Any animal that is part wolf. We all know that. Okay, so if you have seen them called wolf dogs, same thing. The term wolf dog hybrid is interchangeable. These animals can largely be a dog variation with gray wolves, which is what Luna is. Bred with Alaskan Malamute, Husky, Poodle, and German Shepherd, which she doesn't have Poodle, but she does have all the other ones. That may be an animal that acts like a couch potato or a wild animal, but the amount of wolf versus dog genes cannot predict behavior. That's true, because of their wild nature. Many wolf dog hybrids cannot exist happily in their domestic home, even if given large areas to roam outdoors. See, now that is another thing I disagree with, because, yeah, Luna, like, she's not unhappy to be here. She's upstairs laying on my bed, comfortable right now. You guys see her all the time, come here on stream and hang out. Yeah, she, like, picks on Falcor sometimes, but a regular dog would pick on cats too. I see it happen all the time with my friends who have dogs. And then she still has yet to try to eat him. So for her being such a wild animal, yeah, she'll go after other animals, but there's other dogs that have high prey drives too. And they'll go after squirrels and cats and whatever else. So it's like, to make it seem like wolf dogs in this article are like out of the ordinary crazy, this isn't a good example of it. Like, this is, like, for a dog that has lunged at her that happened to be part wolf, like, it could have been any dog. That's the part that's confusing me, and I feel like it's just setting the wrong tone for people. And hold on, it goes on anyway. So, according to the Wolf Sanctuary in LaPorte, Colorado, each year thousands of people, yeah, because there are a lot of people who will get rid of wolf dogs because they get them not understanding that they're a high energy dog. They need a lot of attention. You see, I go running with Luna all the time, every day, because if I don't, she needs to take out that energy in other ways, and then she'll start, throwing towels around, or she'll pick on Falcor or whatever. And it's like, until I take her for a walk so she can expel that energy or go outside to run, like, she's going to be like that. But I used to have a German Shepherd when I was younger that was called Trovão, which means thunder in Portuguese. And it was actually my mom's dog. Like, my stepdad purchased it for her because he saw it at the mall with her, and she was crying because it reminded her of a dog that she had when she was a child. So he felt bad that she was, like, crying about the puppy, and he took that as, like, we should get a puppy, and he went and adopted it. And one day, like, you know, she came home from work and the puppy was there in the bathtub and she was like freaking out about it. So we decided to keep him. But this dog was a nightmare because he was not being brought out to go out for a run or a walk every day. And he was supposed to be trained, I think, to go hunting with my stepdad. But they never did anything with him because they were always busy working. And I understand, like, you know, they had to work. And, like, me and my sister didn't want to take care of the dog because it wasn't our dog. It was, like, our parents' dog. And we were young. We wanted to go, like, hang out with our friends and shit. We didn't want to, like, be running around with a dog that wasn't even ours. Like, because we weren't allowed to get any pets when we were younger. Whenever we had said, like, oh, I want a dog, it was always like, no, you can't have a dog. So then we got to that situation where the dog wasn't being, like, he wasn't expelling all his energy, so he'd go crazy in the house. He started biting me. Like, he would legit attack me. And he would, like, pin me, and I'd go on top of the couch. And I'd have to hide on top of the couch, like, screaming for somebody to come grab him because he would be barking at me, like, full force trying to attack me. And when he bit, like, he bit hard. He wasn't, like, fucking around. And this is the thing, like, that wasn't a wolf. Like, that was just a dog. And the dogs, like, dogs are going to do the same shit. Ultimately, we moved into a new home that had a large backyard for the dog to run around in. But it was in Florida, so it was like mad hot, and they would put on the sprinklers to cool down the dog out in the backyard, and then the dog would rip apart the sprinklers. He would jump up on the screen and like tear the screen up, and he fucked the whole new house up. So then they ended up getting rid of him because they couldn't stand a dog that just wasn't trained, wasn't well behaved, was never, you know, really taken out for runs or walks that way. Like, they went out on a walk with him eventually, but it was, like, already too late by then. He was already an asshole dog. So it was, like, I'm just trying to give that example as something that I've dealt with dogs that are just pure assholes. Wolf dogs can be assholes, but so can any other breed, right? It says, often these animals are abused or inhumanely caged because of their aggression. And that I don't agree with that either. Like, if somebody's going to get a wolf dog to just keep it in a cage all the time, like, I felt bad even having that big-ass enclosure for Luna when I lived in Colorado. Like, when I would go to work and stuff, I would keep a camera on her because as soon as she would start freaking out, I could get in my car and go home. Luckily, I worked right by my house. So, like, then I could take her out for, like, a quick run or whatever she needed. But it was like most people will just leave them, not care. They'll just be like, whatever, the dog's an asshole, and they'll walk off or whatever. But again, that could be any animal. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a wolf dog, though people shouldn't get them if they don't know what they're getting into, just like people shouldn't get a German Shepherd or any other northern breed if they don't know what they're getting into, because that's not a dog that's going to sit around on your couch and just chill, right? So buy a wolf dog hybrid, a wolf in dog's clothing. For the past half century, wolf hybrids have grown more popular. Most recent surge in popularity was brought about by Game of Thrones. I haven't even really watched Game of Thrones. I watched like 2 episodes and I kept falling asleep, so I was like, fuck it. So people do serious research before acquiring a wolf dog hybrid, but other fans think it's a cool idea to add something that looks like Nightmare into their household. Fascination of only a fearsome predator can appeal to exactly the wrong type of person. Like, Luna can be fearful of things like weird things that she hasn't seen before, loud noises, whatever, again, like any other animal. But she's not like some crazy predator living in my home that stares me in my eyes and wants to kill me, or is like not friendly with other people, which I also read in this article. We'll go on about it, but like, you guys have seen everyone that Luna meets when I go out to the fair walking with her and stuff. Like, she's friendly with everybody. I walk right next to kids with her, and they pet her and put their arms out. I'm never worried that she's going to lunge out and grab somebody. I've never had any situation like that, and God forbid I ever do, but, I mean, I trust her, because I don't feel like she's that unpredictable like this article kind of makes wolf dogs sound. And sure, if you don't take care of your dog, and you don't train it, and you don't, you know, teach it how to behave, like, it's not going to behave. The ironic thing is many of these animals have no wolf in them at all. That's true. A lot of people that say they have wolf dogs are full of shit. Backyard breeders play around with shepherd-like, Malamute-looking dogs. until they get something that looks like a wolf. That's true. A lot of people do that to try to make money. It goes without saying that whether the puppies are part wolf or all dog, some breeders have no interest in breeding for temperament or health, despite what their advertisements might say. And that's why people like me and other people in the wolfdog community like to tell everybody to, make sure you do your research when you go to like adopt one, because you don't want to get one from somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, because you're going to get an animal that's an asshole. You're going to get an animal that can possibly be sick a lot sooner than you would expect. All the issues that you can have of getting an animal from a backyard breeder. Again, goes without saying, any dog. You can have this situation. Even with you see that with pit bulls and German shepherds and all that, with people saying, oh, this is like a red-nosed pit and I want like $2,000 for it, whatever, high, accredited, what is that, AKC or accredited dog or whatever. They come up with like all this bullshit to sell the dogs, and then you find out it's like just some dude who had his dogs breeding in a yard. And that happens with all breeds that are more sought out. In the past, rough collies became popular because of Lassie, Dalmatians because of Dalmatians 101, Cocker Spaniels because of Lady and the Tramp. And for more on this, here's my article about that. Okay. All these breeds suffered, since high demand resulted in inbreeding, increase in hereditary health conditions, and more behavioral problems. If anything, what I have found is because of social media and YouTube and the Facebook groups and everything, people who are now getting into owning wolf dogs have way more information at hand than they would have had, a couple years ago when somebody wants to adopt an animal like that. Like now, it's a lot easier to know what you're getting yourself into. There's tons of videos out that you can get kind of an idea of what the animal's going to act like, and what they're going to behave like. So, I think more people who are even getting into even breeding animals want to know more about the right way to do it, because if the better they do it, the better that they're going to get at making more money doing that as a profession, if they're wolf dog breeders in general. I know that the breeder that I got Luna from, she works to specifically get the health and the traits and the specific look and everything, and she came highly recommended by other people I know, and other people that I know now that have dogs from the same breeder that are not wolf dogs, they have amazing animals too. So it's I feel like this is an issue. Definitely there are people who do this stuff, but I don't think it's as bad, I guess is what I'm saying, as this is all making it out to be. But the blight of wolf dog hybrids may be the biggest injustice caused by human fetishism or fads. Housing a wild animal in your backyard or walking it on a leash when it was meant to roam free is selfish at best, unethical, and cruel at most. I don't get that. I don't understand how that's cruel, any more cruel than having a dog or something, Because a dog is still a canine that came from wolves. They're expecting to be out doing things and running around and chasing animals, and that's what their instinct has them feel like. So, yeah, how is it cruel? For the people who just want to lock them in a house, I agree, that's cruel. But for the people who are responsible, that actually do have really large yards and play with their wolf dogs all the time and take them out places. I have a lot of people in the wolf dog community that I speak with because I have one. So it's I wanted to learn more from them and their experiences and share my experiences. That's how we all learn, right? So there's a lot of people that are on there that I see all the time. They go hiking, and it got me into wanting to hike with my dog and go running with her and everything and take her different places. I see people taking them to I've one guy that takes his wolf dog to PetSmart and stuff to go meet people, and then he always posts these Instagram posts of people petting the wolf dog and playing with it, and he has a higher content wolf dog, so it looks way more like a wolf than Luna does. So it gets to a point where people, they get to feel the real representation of what it's like to be next to a wolf when they meet an animal like that, without having an animal that's going to be like super scared in a corner trying to attack you, as if you ran into like a wolf in the wild and you cornered it in a cave or some shit. Like, yeah, that animal's going to want to fucking get out and it's going to want to escape and it's going to want to attack you, but because it's scared and it doesn't know if it's going to live or die. It's fighting for its life, right? Like when you bring an animal like that into like PetSmart and people get to like sit next to it and pet it, whatever, they get to understand that like these animals they're not evil. They're not like trying to kill people. They're not trying to do mean things. They're acting based on whatever the scenario is. But that goes with any animal. So that, again, doing an article specifically trying to make them look like fucking the devil it doesn't make sense to me. Here's the most basic differences between wolves and dogs. Dogs bond to humans. Wolves are innately afraid of humans. Luna is not afraid of anybody. She wants to go up to everybody to get pet and play with them. Like, I know people who have full-on wolves that are okay. As soon as you walk up to them, they lay on their back and they want you to pet them and play with them. There are some wolves that they don't want anything to do with other humans. That's just how they are. But there are some that are extremely friendly too. So, I mean, that's why I get confused about stuff like this. So dogs love to sleep on your bed. Wolves thrive in the wilderness. Go tell that to that bitch upstairs right now on my bed, covered in mud because outside has been raining for the past 2 days. Dogs eat dinner you give them or scavenge your trash. Wolves hunt. Well, I give Luna raw meat and bones and everything on a daily basis, and she goes outside and she eats without having to hunt. But when we go out for a walk, I feel like she is on the hunt all the time because she's constantly sniffing around and everything. And as soon as she gets home, she eats. So it's almost like she went on a hunt and then got food. Am I missing the point of the article? What is the point of the article, Kegi? You tell me. The animal breeding industry is one of the worst there is on the earth. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, let's go on and read because I want to give my input because some of the things that I'm not saying that this article is incredibly wrong. There are things about this article that I'm trying to elaborate on because I have experience with it. So I'm just trying to give my opinion on it and then see what you guys think. Because some of these things are worded in such a way that you don't understand like how many times I see people that are putting down dogs because they look like wolves, okay, without knowing for sure whether or not it's even a wolf dog, simply because it looks like one. And it constantly happens every year. And I'm a part of groups on Facebook that I see posts about it all the time because they think that wolf dogs are going to fucking kill you. That one day they're going to turn on you and they're going to fucking murder you. Like, no. If any animal that is not treated correctly or trained properly or has some sort of issue feels cornered or scared, then yes, you're going to have an issue with them. But to paint them in this bad light has been putting a lot of negative things out there in the media that have caused a lot of dogs and wolf dogs to be killed for no reason. Dogs that are extremely behaved, like well behaved, getting put down for no reason other than the fact that they just look like a wolf. It's ridiculous to me. And I don't know, I guess some of these people just don't fucking care about animals and they try to play like they do. Dogs love to respond to commands. Wolf don't like commands. I mean, Luna likes, I wouldn't say that she doesn't like commands. She responds to my commands just the same as a dog would. If I tell her to come, she comes. If she doesn't always listen, but dogs don't always listen either. There are times where you tell your dog to come and it runs away from you because it wants you to go chase it and play with it. It's no different than that in my eyes. So this person here is trying to make it seem like there is this black and white between dogs and wolf dogs and wolves, and it's like they're all the same in a way when it comes to these things. You don't think I should take it too seriously because I'm a responsible owner? Yeah, and I know that there are a lot of other responsible owners too. And things like that should be also discussed and talked about when it comes to these things, because these animals are not evil. They're not constantly doing wrong. They're not constantly trying to fuck up things for humans. There are people out here who believe that if you see a wolf, you shoot it on sight because they don't want it like fucking with their livestock, you know? Dogs can learn to respect their environment. Wolves inherently roam, and in attempting to escape captivity, they can be extremely destructive. Like, again, it's not any different than anything that a dog would do. A dog, yes, can learn to respect their environment, but Luna respects the environment. Have you seen how many holes there were in my fence? If she wants to get out and go attack those dogs or cause problems with my neighbor's dogs, she could. Easily. She can hop that fence. I know how high she can jump because I've seen her. Like, she respects, I believe, her environment and territory like any other dog would. So that's the thing. These are some of the things that I feel like the way that they're mentioned in this article, I just don't agree with them. Even though they have some truth to them, the way that they're worded is, I feel, incorrectly worded. I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way because, like I said, all of the negative things that I've been seeing happening to a lot of these animals just because of things like this. And in attempting, okay, so in a wolf's own words, in a wolf's own words, here's a perfect wolf life. Okay, let's see what they have to say. I want to be self-sufficient, kill my prey, and fend off my enemies. I perceive anything that threatens me as an enemy. I want to explore my wild environment, investigating all 50 to 1,000 square miles of it. I want to roam, and 15 to 20 miles a day sounds good. I want to mark that territory by urinating and defecating all over it many, many times along the way. I like to explore with my teeth and my claws, and if I'm interested in an object, I want to tear it to shreds. I want to dig, build a den, but I don't want to be enclosed. If enclosed, I'll eat, scratch, and bite through anything to get free. I like to look at all small creatures as dinner. I have an intense need to track and kill prey. See, again, like making them out to be like they have this crazy like thing in their head that tells them they have to kill. They have to go and hunt and kill all the time. That's not all a wolf does. Like, a wolf as a wild animal, like, they have to hunt because that's how they eat, right? That's what they do. But Luna, like, she doesn't feel like she has to hunt, I don't think, because I can give her other food and she'll eat it and she'll be just as happy. Like, she asks me for food when she's hungry. Like, she'll literally go to the refrigerator and knock on the door. And I give her a chicken, she eats it, and then she stops bothering me for food. So it's like, I feel like a lot of this stuff is just, I don't know. It's making it seem like they're these awful, crazy animals. And they, you know, any animal can be an awful, crazy animal if you're not giving it what it needs. It doesn't matter if it's any, like a fox would do the same thing, or even like you know, I've already said other dogs, and I've seen cats that are assholes because they don't have what they need. Like, and Falcor's a sweetheart, you know, and they're supposed to be these like killer things that are constantly wanting to hunt. Look at this asshole. Look at this asshole. Does he look like he's constantly looking to hunt? He'll go to the basement sometimes and he'll look around for some mice or whatever. Maybe a bird got in the door with that Luna left open. But look at him. He's supposed to be like a tiger or a lion with those killer instincts. They're supposed to be up in trees killing a bunch of birds. No, his asshole just sleeps all day. That's it. And then he wants to come up on my chest while I'm working on the computer so that he can sit here and drool all over me so I can pet him. Wild animals. Luna, come here. Let's see if she even gets up out of my bed. My cat is more of a dog than my dog is. I am afraid of humans and I don't want them where I live. I want to be left alone, but if you threaten me, I might attack. All right, then there's just stuff about here about the laws. I didn't read this stuff yet, so I'm just skimming through it. Wolfdog hybrids can be trained or domesticated to a certain extent, but trying to force them into a domestic lifestyle is difficult. Wolf cubs develop differently than puppies. It's more difficult to train the fear response out of wolves, even if adopted from an early age. According to the doctor, while dogs are easily socialized to humans, if exposed between 3 to 12 weeks of age, wolf puppies must be taken from their mothers and from the pack before 3 weeks of age, and then hand-raised by humans through 4 months of age. If left with the pack, just exposed close interaction with humans during this period, they develop an intense fear of humans, even if the mother and pack members are tame. Yeah, with some, but not with all of them. Because I've seen the complete opposite with people who know what they're doing. It's just full of a lot of holes, I guess, from stuff that I've seen and known over the years. And that's why I just shaking my head at it, you know. And in one study where wolf cubs and puppies were raised in an identical way by humans, there are many more social and behavioral differences between the two groups. The dogs were more interactive with humans, would wag their tails and gaze at human faces from a very early age. Meanwhile, the wolf cubs did not show such attachment and behavior to humans. The wolves didn't seek out the human attention, even with early exposure. Makes sense that if training is particularly different because wolves don't get pleasure from pleasing humans and are innately afraid and untrustworthy of people. This can make wolves largely intractable, even with dedicated training program. I can't even get her to show my teeth when I ask her to. Jeez. I ask her all the time to show me teeth, and she's like, nah. I have to actually make her do it. I'm like, here, show teeth. And then she's like, fine, give me chicken. A dog is like a 12-year-old child, and a wolf's like a 35-year-old man, says Kim Miles of the National Lupine Association Advocacy Group. The dog will generally do what you want it to do, but a wolf will do only if he wants to do it himself. Some people might say this of their Beagle or Bichon because it's a lot easier to deal with an obstinate 20-pound lapdog than a wolf in your living room. Lovers of wolf dog hybrids insist their animals are loving, docile, compatible with other pets in the house, and easy to live with. Hey, I never said she's easy to live with, but there are dogs that are not easy to live with. But she does get along with Falcor, and she does live with him. And I go out of the house and leave, and I don't worry about her killing him and shit, so I don't know. And, like, there's a lot of other situations like this, too, and it's not, like, a rare thing. Like, there's a lot of people who bring their dogs up with other animals and they do just fine. It's just, like, to paint the worst picture of these animals just bothers me. I guess that's where I'm coming from on that. What am I doing as far as the coronavirus? All right, we'll look at the coronavirus next. We'll see what the hell's going on with that. Titan had not acted aggressively with me for 10 months until he was placed in a setting that threatened him. His behavior became unpredictable because of his innate fear response. In home situations, the same unpredictability and fear response can occur, even with solid thoughtful caretakers. Once some of these wolf dog hybrids are past puppyhood, their behavior can become unpredictable, even to someone who is good at reading the canine wolf behavior. I mean, I don't know, like when Luna's upset and she's being unpredictable. I know what she's going to do. At least I feel like I know what she's going to do, and I've yet to be wrong. Like, if I see that she's uncomfortable with something, I know what to do to either redirect her attention from that thing or to get her to understand that, like, I'm not going to hurt her or anything like that. Like, I know the right things to do and not to do to not annoy her. But again, that can be with any other dog too. Like, if you do something that they're not okay with. I've seen dogs that bite little kids just because the little kid, like, was crawling over to it and put their face in the dog's face, and then the dog fucking grabs the little kid's face. Because, like, it's not just a thing that is a wolf dog thing. It's not just a wolf dog thing, I guess is what I'm saying. This man was most likely not being candid with me about the extent of Titan's behavioral problems. That's probably true. It was probably somebody who didn't really say anything. And this fucking video, I've already talked about this video. I'm not even going to go into it, but I'll tell you what happens in it. The girl who got this wolf dog has a lot of other animals, okay? She had a camel that got her on a television show, and she got to show off her camel. And then she decided she was going to get other cool animals because, I don't know, maybe it would get her more attention. And I don't think she had, like, any other income originally either when she was starting to get, like, all these animals. So I think it was, like, a way for her to maybe get paid by these shows to, like, make more money. I don't know that to be true. I'm just assuming that. But she got this wolf dog who was, like, more of a higher content wolf dog than Luna is. And the dog, of course, like, being in her home, it's like in this new surrounding, she's got a bunch of sheep and, like, other dogs that are, like, just, like, running loose all over her property. And she lives out in, like, desert area. I don't know if she's, like, in Arizona or Vegas or somewhere like that, but somewhere where there's, like, desert area. There is, like, open land around her and stuff, so she does have some, it looks like. But everything's, like, she has, like, these big, like, gates for everything, like, holding a bunch of sheep and her camels and whatever else, right? So then I don't know if it was, like, food or something that the dog was getting into that it wasn't supposed to be getting into. See, it's, like, running around with all these other wild dogs that she brings in, and none of them are, like, trained properly or anything. They just, like, it looks like they're constantly barking and fucking shit up. And, like, it's, like, fine with them or whatever, but there was a day where I don't remember what happened. Oh, she's trying to take something away from him, and he didn't want to give it to her. And then she, like, kicked a cooler or something at the dog, and then the dog, like, lunged at her because she was not giving up, because she was treating the animal wrong. Like, the animal just wanted to take... I don't know if that's the video that had what I'm talking about, but I don't know if it was, like, another item or if it was that thing. But I do remember she posted this thing like, they're so bad, it lunged at me, I don't know what to do, and she was trying to get all this attention from it, but you could clearly see from the video that it was her fuck up. She fucked up. And it wasn't something that the dog did wrong. She was the one who instigated that whole fucking thing to occur. And had she maybe took some time to work with wolf dogs first or be around them first to understand what they're like and how to take care of them properly, that instance would have never happened. Because if I'm trying to take something away from Luna, again, what I do is I make sure that I redirect her, you know, just like I would with any other dog who might be a little bit more wild. Like, you give them something else, they turn their interest to that, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it anymore. There was that video that I posted on my channel where Luna got a squirrel in the backyard, and I wanted her to let it go because, you know, like, I didn't want her to get any kind of diseases from it or anything at the time. I thought that she could get, like, rabies from eating it. I didn't know any better. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to take this squirrel away and get rid of it or whatever. But any dog who grabs an animal like that, you're not just going to go walk up to it, put your hand in his mouth and try to pull it out, right? So I went and I got a piece of chicken from inside and threw the piece of chicken, and she ran out and grabbed the chicken, and I grabbed the squirrel and went back in, and that was that. I didn't need to fight with her for the squirrel and like chase her around and yell at her to drop it and everything else, because that doesn't work. That's not what you do. That's not, like, you have to find better ways to interact with your animals so they either you redirect them or you tell them to do something else, you know. Let's see here. He mentioned that more people who used to trust Titan were afraid of him, and that it was getting harder and harder to curb some of the destructive behaviors. And remember now, this is an animal that they were saying is 10 months old, okay? Luna didn't stop being a crazy puppy phase animal until she was about, I want to say, 2 years old, 3 years old. Then she started slowing down. But it's not up until like the 5-year-old mark where they really start acting a lot more respectful. And that goes with any northern breed as well. If you go get a Malamute or another working dog, Dobermans even, Shepherds, Huskies even. A lot of people think that Huskies are so adorable, and then they realize that Huskies don't calm down until 5 years old. So it's, you know, this dog wasn't even getting to that point yet. It was just still in its asshole puppy phase. And that's probably why they were going to try to get it neutered, right? To try to make it not act bad. But I don't really fully believe in that either. That whole thing, we've already had that discussion. Since he mentioned that more people were afraid of him, and let's see, there are many accounts of wolfdog hybrids eating through walls and garages, digging out of elaborate enclosures, and stalking, injuring, killing other pets, and sometimes children. Yeah, but there are those stories with dogs too. As a good friend of mine used to say about being asked about, to neuter an aggressive dog in order to change the behavior, I'm removing the testicles, I'm not performing a lobotomy. Truer words are never said about wolfdog hybrid. Trying to alter a wolfdog's instinctual behaviors by altering his reproductive status is not going to work. Yeah, it's not. I don't agree with that either. I agree with what they said here, but I don't agree that removing its balls is going to make the animal act any different. But again, I think that that's the same for most. And if you do, you have to do it before they reach the point where they're building up that testosterone. Because if you do it later than that, then their body has already been introduced to it. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. That's the way they're going to act. But if you catch it before they get that release of those chemicals, then I feel like at that point, it's not going to be a problem anymore. How's it done? It's just a dog. What do I need opinion on? Well, I was saying, because like a lot of the things in this article, I feel like try to paint wolves and wolf dogs in a bad light when, yeah, there are situations where they are not the best pets. And there are situations where there are dogs that are not the best pets. So to try to say that like a wolf dog is all of these bad things without saying that like all these other dogs do the same shit is kind of fucked up to me. Because a lot of people have been putting wolf dogs down for the wrong reasons. Many people interested in buying a wolf dog hybrid are not qualified to train and house them. This is no surprise to me. Yeah, people who get pets in general aren't trained. Look at how many people get a fucking goldfish and throw it in a bowl and think that that's the right thing to do. Or a beta fish. Fucking betas. Beta fish owners, that's what they are. I've had many clients, even great dog people, who became overwhelmed by a difficult beagle or obnoxious Bichon, not to mention the challenges imposed by more classically difficult dogs such as Akitas and northern breeds and guard dogs whose instincts are closer to the call of the wild. Speaking of the famous Jack London novel that most kids read in grade school, I'm so happy that the reason... Okay, whatever. Stays true to the novel, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I guess my opinion on that whole thing is that, yeah, okay, like, wolf dogs can be assholes, but don't paint them in a picture like they're this animal that's going to be, like, the worst thing in the world. I think that anybody who's going to get any kind of pet whatsoever, I don't care if it's a bird, a fucking lizard, a snake, like, you have to make sure that you can provide the proper needs for that animal to be happy. And if that animal's not happy, it's not going to do well, or you're going to kill it, or with larger animals, it's going to be destructive, and you're going to have problems. So, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, like, what are we supposed to fucking do with this bullshit when people do this kind of stuff, and then you go and you see these animals being put down because of it? Because they think that they're bad and they can't be rehomed. So the first thing they have to do is put them down. That's it. And then you guys, people with dogs die of corona first. You think so? You think I'm gonna die first because I have a dog? Let's look up corona and see what the hell's going on with corona, because there's a bunch of bullshit with that too. And I was like, before this even got like all popular and was all like being shared as much on the news, like just when it was starting, I'd seen on Reddit there was a lot of posts that people were posting from Wuhan from their cell phones that had what was really going on in the streets, and I didn't save the videos. And then I was talking to Ashley about it because I was trying to tell her if she sees anybody around like her job, because she's at her new job. There's like a lot of people, you know, that are coming in or whatever. So it's like she's having to deal with the public. So I told her if anybody's around you who's sick or whatever, like just be careful. And I went to go show her those videos that I looked up. They were all gone. Like, they just vanished. And I'm like, how the fuck did all these videos that these people posted of like people falling in the streets and dying and whatever and being like mistreated by the police, they just fucking vanished? And I'm like, that just doesn't happen. Like, the internet always has a copy of everything, and I just could not find it no matter how hard I looked. What's up, Ashley? Remember I was telling you, like, I couldn't find those videos I wanted to show you? Like, how is that allowed? How is that even allowed? You've been watching videos of China, it's insane. Yeah, and our government's saying that, like, it's no big deal. Like, it looks like a pretty fucking big deal. Like, did you see their hospitals? Like, how full of fucking people they are? Like, I've never seen that. And I used to live in New York. And when I was living in New York, I went to the hospital a lot. Because I get sick really easy. I have a really shitty immune system as it is. Like, that's why now I try to take care of myself by drinking all these fucking, like, health drinks and shit. And taking vitamins or whatever. Because I feel like my body was just so shit before. I haven't gotten sick in a long time. And I don't know, I was just like, I feel like I'm okay, especially here, because I'm far away from everybody. There's not a lot of people here. I don't go out, but when I go to Walmart, I'm holding my breath. Fuck it. It says now, as of right now, the cases are passing 115,000 people infected. Okay? Look at this. CNN reporting it. Coronavirus cases pass 115,000 worldwide. When Trump was just on TV a couple days ago saying, oh, in a couple days, everything's going to be over. You guys are going to forget about it. It's fine. Nothing's going to happen. U.S. suspends travel from Europe. If it wasn't that bad, why would they suspend travel if it was just as bad as like a little tiny cold? It's just a little tiny flu. Tom Hanks is infected. What? He says he and his wife, actress Rita Wilson, have been diagnosed with coronavirus. In a statement posted to Instagram, Hank said the two were traveling to Australia when they were tested. Oh, damn. Dude, what the fuck? NBA suspends the season. Numerous tournaments affected. More states declare state of emergency. It's spread across 23 states now. Washington have declared state of emergency, and then Arizona, New Mexico, Louisiana, Arkansas, Washington, D.C. all made their declarations today. NBA suspended because their players tested positive. Are you being serious? Are you just making jokes? Michael, what? No, what's his name? Italy shuts down every commercial store besides groceries. Yeah, I saw that too. Fuck. Dude, like, for them saying that this shit isn't serious, it's serious if they're closing everything down. Like, that's pretty freaking serious. Let's look up some more shit. They were doing like a live video, but is it still on? I don't think so.
Fellow Americans, tonight I want to speak with you about our nation's unprecedented response to the coronavirus outbreak that started in China and is now spreading throughout the world. Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshaling the full power of the federal government and the private sector to protect the American people. This is the most aggressive and comprehensive effort to confront a foreign virus in modern history. I am confident that by counting and continuing to take these tough measures, we will significantly reduce the threat to our citizens, and we will ultimately and expeditiously
Ashley, you already have it. You're around those people at work. You said you're already dying, so that's it. You're not allowed over anymore. Never again. Everything is fine. Stock market not crashing.
Beginning of time, nations and people have faced unforeseen challenges, including large-scale and very dangerous health threats. This is the way it always was and always will be. It only matters how you respond, and we are responding with great speed and professionalism.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like running to the grocery store and buying up all the toilet paper, but...
Our team is the best anywhere in the world. At the very start of the outbreak, we instituted sweeping travel restrictions on China and put in place the first federally mandated quarantine in over 50 years. We declared a public health emergency and issued the highest level of travel warning on other countries as the virus spread its horrible infection. And taking early, intense action, we have seen dramatically fewer cases of the virus in the United States than are now present in Europe.
Do I think the virus is a form of terrorism? No. Like, I feel like if the virus was really created by a person and released, I'm trying to think of a situation of how that would happen, right? Like in the movie, some guy comes by and just sprays a fucking achoo, a fake sneeze, and then everybody's got the virus, right? But then, have you seen what these markets are like over there? I've been seeing this shit since I was fucking little, where they got turtles in little fucking plastic bags alive with no oxygen, completely sealed, in a keychain, okay? And they sell these things. They got, like, every animal known to man just slain on the floor with blood fucking everywhere. And they're just like, there's fucking huge fucking cages full of dogs where they're just like slaughtering them for food. Like, animals that are not being bred for food, they're not being taken care of properly for the food use, you know. And I know that in America there's a lot of places too that have been caught doing fucked up practices. But dude, like they got every fucking kind of animal sitting out there. I believe that it is very, very, very highly likely that the people who got sick there did get it from another animal that they happen to have there, like some sort of wild animal. Because, Ashley, you told me when we started talking about the ferrets, I think right around the time you got them, that if you get sick, that it's possible that the ferrets can get sick as well, right? Isn't it possible that human transmission of viruses can go to ferrets and vice versa? If you have a ferret, you can also get sick from them if they have a cold. Am I wrong about that? Because if that's true, then yeah, of course the Chinese people are going to get sick eating fucking animals from the wild, and they're going to get some weird strange disease that maybe those animals are carrying around. Like, maybe that's how that animal got caught, because it wasn't doing good. And then the virus jumped from, you know, the wild to whoever slaughtered it to whoever the hell he lives with and all his friends. And then it just fucking went on from there. Especially with how fast this thing spreads. They're saying that within, like a very short amount of time, 2 weeks, you're not even sick, but you're still running around spreading it to everybody, and then you find out you're sick, it's already too late. Everyone you've come in contact, every supermarket you've been to, every job you guys have, whatever, like, you've been talking to people, so you're breathing on them. The virus is everywhere. It's on your desk, it's everywhere at that point, according to what the scientists are saying that I've seen, right? You also need to depend on people not getting corona to be safe. Problem is, people are hoarding sanitary supplies to themselves. I don't know, like, not here. Definitely not here. I mean, I go to the grocery store, there's alcohol everywhere and toilet paper and fucking hand lotion with alcohol, all that stuff. Let's finish seeing what he's saying here.
The European Union failed to take the same precautions and restrict travel from China and other hotspots. As a result, a large number of new clusters in the United States were seeded by travelers from Europe. After consulting with our top government health professionals, I have decided to take several strong but necessary actions to protect the health and well-being of all Americans, to keep new cases from entering our shores.
Yeah, it's too late now. It's too fucking late now. I mean, that doctor was telling people this was going to happen forever ago. I saw the Joe Rogan podcast yesterday or the day before. The guy who was on there, he's a doctor who knows a lot about corona. They were talking about it. And you got to go watch it, because they give a lot of like real information about what's going on, so you can kind of understand. And he even warned about it in his book in 2017. He said that this was going to happen because of how China is with the animals and all that. Like, he said that it was the perfect situation for this to go down, and then, you know, it's 2020 and here we go. And I did see something else, that somebody else many years ago said that in 2020 there was going to be some virus thing. I don't remember, but if you guys know what it is, you can put it in the chat. Oxide kills the human virus. What's that? Oxicide? What is that?
We'll be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days. The new rules will go into effect Friday at midnight. These restrictions will be adjusted subject to conditions on the ground. There will be exemptions for Americans who have undergone appropriate screenings, and these prohibitions will not only apply to the tremendous amount of trade and cargo, but various other things as we get approval.
Should I be wiping down my Amazon packages? Should I be like Nostradamus? No, I don't think it was him. Somebody else recently had I don't remember because I saw so many things on Reddit about it that I don't remember. But yeah, it was something like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Whatever. If you're a smoker, you're fucked. Yeah. You guys who smoke cigarettes, I've been hearing stuff about most of the people who are having the most problems are people who smoke cigarettes.
Anything coming from Europe to the United States is what we are discussing.
Oh, it's a cleaning
These
chemical?
restrictions will also not
What about
apply
chlorhexidine?
to
Spray
the
that shit in
United
your throat.
Kingdom. At the same time, we are monitoring the situation in China and South Korea. And as their situation improves, we will reevaluate the restrictions and warnings that are currently in place for a possible early opening. Earlier this week, I met with the leaders of health insurance industry.
What do you guys think? Are you guys cool with the whole everything being shut down? The planes, like no more travel? Like, are you guys all cool with that? Are you guys cool with just saying, like, let's just take a break till everybody who's sick, like, gets better, and then we can maybe go back to... Yeah, Tom Hanks is old now, right? How old is he now? Let me look it up. Tom Hanks is 63 years old, and they're saying that even people in their 30s are having problems, and 40s, 50s, all of that. We're all fucked.
Who have agreed to waive all co-payments for coronavirus treatments.
Hell yeah, build a wall.
Extend
I'm cool with
insurance
it.
coverage to these treatments and to prevent surprise medical billing.
As long as you
We
let
are
me stay
cutting
here in my
massive
house.
amounts of red tape to make antiviral therapies
I'll lock myself in that fucking zombie room, and I'll ask Clapsaddle for help. I'll be fine.
available in record.
I've got a limited amount of gas masks. I'll go get them. You guys can try them on. Whoever fits gets to stay. If it doesn't fit you, you gotta go. And then once I run out, that's it. No more. No more room in the zombie room.
Time. These treatments will significantly reduce the impact and reach of the virus. Additionally, last week I signed into law an $8.3 billion funding bill to help CDC and other government agencies fight the virus. And
Okay, so he's saying that he put all this money into all this shit that I feel is not going to help at all. Like, I saw an article saying where he was saying that he purchased, like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in masks and gloves and all of that. I'm assuming that's all for the doctors, right? Like all the bigger hospitals for like the fucking wealthy people. They're probably all getting it first, right? And then there's not going to be enough for everybody, that's for sure. So the masks supposedly don't even fully help, but they can kind of help anyway. So it's like, why are you wasting so much money on the masks when the masks are probably not going to fucking help with this issue anyway? And yeah, it's taxpayer money, exactly. He's funding cronies? Probably. You see how Putin? Yeah, Putin wants to fucking do another 12 years? Holy shit. Shit's getting weird, guys. We're all fucking doomed.
support vaccines, treatments, and distribution of medical.
Vaccines, like, I thought that viruses could not be killed like that. I thought that, like, yeah, you can get a vaccine for like a flu virus, but you're just giving your body a heads up that this virus may come. But you still get sick because you're still giving yourself the flu in order to not get the full-on flu. So, like there's not going to be a fucking cure for coronavirus. Not anytime soon, like he's saying.
Medical supplies. Testing capabilities are expanding rapidly.
Testing capabilities or what? Fucking a little nose swab and throat swab, and then they have to send it off to a lab, right? That's what they do?
Day by day, we are moving very quickly. The vast majority of Americans, the risk is very, very low.
Very, very low for Americans. Very low.
Young and healthy people can expect to recover fully and quickly if they should get the virus. The highest risk is for elderly population with underlying health conditions. The elderly population.
We're all old and unhealthy. Even all the young people here in America are unhealthy. Like, we're all about to die from all the shit food we eat. Lots of big events getting canceled. Yeah, I heard somebody at the Tool concert overseas. Not Tool. Who was it? Was it Tool? Somebody was sick in like the front left row, so they had to inform anybody who was in that row to like go get themselves checked out and to be careful.
Very careful. In particular, we are strongly advising that nursing homes for the elderly suspend all medically unnecessary visits.
Plus. Oh, okay.
In general, older Americans should also avoid non-essential travel in crowded areas. My administration is coordinating directly with communities with largest outbreaks, and we have issued guidance on school closures, social distancing, and reducing large gatherings.
Social distancing. Have you guys seen that crap? Stay away from everybody. Just stay away. Don't touch anyone.
Smart action today will prevent the spread.
You could get permanent lung damage if you survive corona, from what I've read online. Really?
Of the virus tomorrow. Every community faces different risks.
Like what kind of damage?
It is critical for you to follow the guidelines of your local officials who are working closely with our federal.
Imagine if Trump fucking gets sick from all the people he's around all the time. Oh man, that would be the fucking season ending of the win.
Health experts, and they are the best. For all Americans, it is essential that everyone take extra precautions and practice good hygiene. Each of us has a role to.
Yeah, stop eating fucking pangolins and fucking bats and shit in soup. Have you guys seen this shit? What it's like? What these people eat out there? Like, for real though? Like, they don't even care. They give no fucks. They just legit stick a bat in a fucking soup, like, no questions asked, and they're just like, yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna eat a soup that has a fucking literal bat in it. And then you expect to not get sick? Are you fucking kidding me?
Play in defeating this virus. Wash your hands, clean often used surfaces, cover your face and mouth if you sneeze or cough, and most of all, if you are sick or not feeling well, stay home.
It's not.
To ensure.
What, calling it a Wuhan virus is racist? Well, I mean, if it started in Wuhan, but where did it come from? It came from an animal that was in a different place, right? Or was it? Because it could have just been like in China specifically for a long period of time, and not necessarily in Wuhan until those idiots had to kill and eat that animal.
That working Americans impacted by the virus can stay home without fear of financial hardship, I will soon be taking emergency action, which is unprecedented, to provide financial relief. This will be targeted for workers who are ill, quarantined, or caring for others due to coronavirus. I will be asking Congress to take legislative action.
So now he's going to basically ask Congress to take legislative action on more money that will end up being in debt as a country, because it's going to go towards paying for these people who are sick, when shouldn't the employer... how do we even deal with that? Because if I, like, me owning a business, okay, and then I have employees and they get sick and I'm supposed to pay them because they're sick, because they got sick. Like, what if I didn't get sick and they got sick? Then, like, I'm still supposed to pay them while they're not doing shit? Like, I wouldn't feel right about that, right? But I would also feel bad about them being sick and want to pay just because I'm nice, but not a lot of people are like that. So you got bosses who would probably say, fuck you, I'm not paying for people's salaries if they're not at work, right? So, like, then, okay, so Trump is going to be putting through some sort of paperwork that says, yeah, like, let's give those people money so that they can get, like, whatever they need or whatever. But then, I don't know, like, what would you guys do in that situation? What would you guys do? Like, would you guys expect the business to pay for all that shit? Or would you guys expect that the government pays for it and then everybody else pays for that in taxes later. Like how does that work? I don't know what would be the best situation for all that. And there's actually more stuff that I wanted to show you guys on this. I'm going to go to Reddit right now. So let me show you this real quick. Fuck. Get back here. One moment. Let me see if it's up here on the top. I'm just going to search for it. Yeah, so there's like a whole Reddit section thing about Corona. And have you guys, any of you guys went over there yet? Because there's a lot of stuff that was there before. And it was getting, like, a lot of shit just disappeared. Like, is Reddit deleting everybody's posts about the coronavirus? Like, what is going on with that? When people post videos about things that are going on in Wuhan? You're kind of glad I've been unemployed in the last month or so, pretty much home, so hardly walk around people. But once I start working, yeah, I'm glad that I get to work from home myself, but it's a little crazy to think about, like, the fact that every time I go out now, I got to worry about if somebody is, like, coughing, I'm just like, oh, shit. Should I just, like, be away from them? Like, what's going on? Because, like I said, I get sick easy, and when I get sick, I would get sick pretty bad. Like, I don't just get, like, a little tiny cold. It should be a tax write-off for every business. Yeah, I think that would probably be a better situation than just everybody just fucking having to pay more taxes eventually. Because you know that's going to happen. Like, if he puts in some kind of legislation for that, you know damn well that it's going to be like, oh, well, we had to give all this money to the people who were sick, so now taxes, we're going to have to cover for it. We need more money. Coronavirus conference canceled due to coronavirus. What's that about?
You're continuing to see the
the latest numbers from China. What does it indicate, and how significant is Xi's visit to Wuhan?
You're continuing to see the number of new coronavirus cases in China slow down to almost a trickle. China reporting 24 additional cases for the end of March 10th, with 13 of them in Hubei province. And of the 11 new cases outside Hubei, 10 of them were imported into China. So that is now the new major source of concern in China. And when it comes to Xi's first visit to Wuhan, this was seen as long overdue and highly anticipated as a sign that the Communist Party is now confident that the worst of the outbreak is over and that they're seeing containment and stemming of the spread in China domestically. So Xi visited one of the 2 dedicated hospitals built specifically to treat the virus patients. And you can see him in state media images speaking to medical staff.
Selena Wang, by the way.
Outside the hospital, speaking actually in an empty room via video conferencing to patients. And of course, this comes as new cases are declining and as restrictions actually have
anyone who marries that lady better take her last name.
Also been slightly easy.
Just saying.
For travel within Hubei.
That last name needs to live on.
Province. So amid a lot of
Hi, we're the Wangs.
Domestic and international criticism, this is a sign to project confidence.
Read Stephen King's The Stand. All right. So much for keeping business rolling during the coronavirus pandemic. Yeah, I mean, like, Trump had this whole big speech like a week ago about how we are doing the best we ever have with our economy, and that we have nothing to worry about. And then literally the next day, everybody started selling their stocks, and they were like, nope, he's full of shit. So across the U.S., the spread of the novel virus has so far scuttled more than 50 major corporate events with an estimated attendance of almost 1 million people, according to the data collected by Bloomberg News. So these are the coronavirus cases and deaths in the U.S. right here. 37 deaths. Oh, shit. That number has a specific meaning for me, but, yeah, fuck. 2 deaths in Florida, 31 cases. Who's got the most right now? New York's got 216, Washington 366. So Washington's got the worst. Why Washington? Like, how did? Oh, is that where the boat was? Like, how the fuck did everybody get sick? Was it from Blade and Chicken and Bjorn and everybody traveling up and down the coast? Is that how everybody spread that? And then what? Somebody fucking went to New York? And did you see how they were wiping down the subways in New York? That shit was hilarious because they've never done that before in like the 1 million years that those subways have been there. Check this out. I'm going to show it to you guys. Let me see if I can find video of it. Oh, come on, ad blocker. I hate that all of these fucking sites are like, nope, you can't see my post because I want to play all
our
ads.
Friends, family, students, wage workers, teachers, musicians, transit workers, the police.
This is not coronavirus.
To build locations, your accessibility.
Thank you, Google, for serving me cop-hating protester stuff. But yeah, anyway, they're wiping down for the first time ever the subways. I thought that they'd do that shit like once a week or some shit, but apparently they never do it, and they just did for the first time. So that's nice. They're finally cleaning stuff. It spread super fast in Washington. Why? Someone came there from China, a bunch of people. Oh, ports, Asian communities. Okay. Oh, I guess because it's easier to travel from that side to there. That makes sense. What did you think it was in Washington? Did you think it was a lot less? Yeah, I agree that the Reddit posts are the best place to look. It's just a shame that they keep deleting stuff. Trying to see what else here is going on. Seattle lab uncovered Washington's coronavirus outbreak only after defying federal regulators. What? Lack of test kits for new COVID-19 coronavirus is still obscuring the extent of the outbreak of the U.S. When was this? Does it have a date on this? Is this from today? There were no functional federal tests and local officials across the country. Because Trump was just recently saying that everybody was going to have the test. As of Monday, all the tests were going to start going out. The coronavirus has now infected more than 1,000 people, 36 states, okay? First U.S. outbreak was in Washington State. Okay, that makes sense why there's so many more there. Where authorities confirmed the first patient suffering from respiratory problems after visiting Wuhan. So it definitely came from there to here. In Seattle, an infection disease expert who was a part of the ongoing flu monitoring effort asked permission to test their trove of collected flu swabs for coronavirus. Let's see. The virus had likely been spreading undetected in Seattle for weeks. Yeah. Everywhere that guy fucking went, right? Everything he touched and coughed on or whatever. Dozens of people testing positive and at least 22 dying. Yeah, shit's just getting crazy with this stuff, man. This news is just intense. It sucks that Tom Hanks got it. Hopefully he does well. You're saying this nurse apparently is super strained. What the fuck? Can we not? Can we fucking not with all this shit? Yeah, apparently, like, it was saying that these nurses are all super strained, and they're saying stay at home, basically, so that you're not putting an unnecessary strain on the hospitals, apparently. Leaked emails. Norwegian Cruise Lines pressures sales team to lie about coronavirus to persuade customers to cancel trips. Fuck you. It says coronavirus is 10 times more lethal than the seasonal flu. Trump's task force immunologist said that. So apparently when they were saying that it was like 2% or some shit, it's way worse. Could not be played. Great. Do it again. All right.
Which means... Fauci, can you, by way of comparison, briefly explain how does COVID-19 compare to
him
other
and his wife
previous
tested positive
health situations, SARS, H1N1, things
okay.
like that?
Sure, sir. Thank you for the question. Well, SARS was also a coronavirus in 2002. It infected 8,000 people, and it killed about 775. It had a mortality of about 9 to 10%. So that's only 8,000 people. In about a year, in the 2.5 months that we've had this coronavirus, as you know, we now have multiples of that. So it clearly is not as lethal, and I'll get to the lethality in a moment, but it certainly spreads better. Probably for the practical understanding of the American people, the seasonal flu that we deal with every year has a mortality of 0.1%. The stated mortality overall of this, when you look at all the data, including China, is about 3%. It first started off as 2 and now 3. I think if you count all the cases of minimally symptomatic or asymptomatic infection, that probably brings the mortality rate down to somewhere around 1%, which means it is 10 times more lethal than the seasonal flu. I think that's something that people can get their arms around and understand.
Okay.
Fauci, can you, by way of comparison, briefly...
Yeah, here's right underneath that. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson test positive. They were in Australia for pre-production on the Elvis Presley film, and that's where they got it, or some shit. Probably on an airplane with somebody. Yeah, I guess all the stuff here. NBA. Trump announced a suspension. Biden campaign to start holding virtual events. Virtual events. Now everybody's going to become live streamers. Yeah, like I went onto a couple of the news chats and a couple of the government chats when they had them going earlier today, and they had them all closed. Everybody's like so scared to have the public have the ability to say whatever they fuck they want.
Joe_bro_5000 donated $1. Hey Joe, what are your thoughts about doing your own RV trip? You seem like the right kind of guy that can facilitate a proper trip. The cast doesn't have to be toxic, there are some wholesome CX people. There is a content void right now you could capitalize.
Yeah, the problem is my RV isn't ready yet. And if you look at my live stream playlist, you'll see that I actually took apart my fence the other day, and I took that big basketball pole down that was back there so that I can start working on the RV soon. But before I work on the RV, I have to fix some things on my van, so it's back there right now. And as soon as the weather is nice and it stops raining every day, I'm going to start doing that stuff. I can't just take the RV and go on a trip. It's not ready. It drives, but it's got problems, and I don't want to break down halfway out of the state and be stuck somewhere with my dog or some shit, you know? So it's like I have to do it right if I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take my time. And obviously the parts that I need to put on the RV and all the wood that I have to buy is going to cost money. And it's not like I get donations regularly when I stream, but I appreciate you donating to that. But I don't know, I can't just go dump thousands of dollars into the parts I need, completely fix it up, and then be able to go about my way on a trip, because then I still have to worry about gas money and everything else. So it's like I did start a couple things. I finally got it renewed on my tags, so they're now registered for this year, for 2020. So I did that a week ago. Actually, that when I got bitched about, they were telling me that I had to move my RV to the back of the house, and the cop that I was talking to told me that it was expired or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, I thought I had already paid for it, but I forgot to put the sticker on it. But apparently I didn't pay for it. I paid for the other car, not the RV. So I had to go take care of that. So it is registered now, so it can legally be on the road. But it's going to need a couple new parts before I do that. And I'm by myself. I'm by myself with limited funds, so it takes time. But I wish I could just get in it right now and drive. I definitely would not go to any of these states with all of the virus spreading, though. I would have to avoid all of that. Are you going to live in your bunker? Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to go in the bunker. I mean, I could literally just stay throughout my house. Nobody comes on my property close enough to where I would get sick if I had to stay in my house. Because of the coronavirus, I wouldn't have to be in a bunker. I could just literally stay right here and I would be fine. Yeah, if they sneeze or cough on something and you touch it, that's how it's really spreading. Yeah, and if I go to the supermarket or whatever, I do my best not to try to touch my face or try to touch things and then put my hands anywhere near my face. And when I get home, the first thing I do is take off my hoodie and spray that shit down with Lysol and my shoes. I run upstairs, clean my hands with hot water and antibacterial soap and all that shit. I mean, it's the best I could do, but I don't really think it's going to be that big of a problem where I am right now. Maybe it isn't airborne. Well, it's airborne when people are coughing and sneezing everywhere and talking. When you go outside and it's cold out and you breathe out and you see all that white smoke of some of that is moisture from the inside of your mouth and vapors coming out. So yeah, viruses could be on that because they're in your throat a lot, I guess, from when they do the tests with the swabs. They're finding a lot of things in there. I have to be careful what kind of movements I do with my mouth about swabbing, you know. The mailman's sick. Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to have to start spraying down all my Amazon packages when they come in, right? They ain't going to let the mailman have a day off of work. They need to get the mail to people. It can stay in the air for 2 days without a host. Yeah, but is it going to grow wings and start flying around too? For fuck's sake. We all going to die. All right, let's see. Is there anything else important on here? Hey, on the bright side, look, it is saying that over 75 people in China who got it are recovering now. Recovered, green. Hover over the region. Let's see. .6% have recovered in America so far. Canada, you got a death, 9 recovered, 107 infected. 1,000. Only 100 confirmed and 1,000 in America. Well, they're kind of like spread out in Canada too, right? Like, I don't think, like, I know there's some bigger cities in Canada, but I think most of it is kind of spread out though, right? Like, most of the stuff out there is kind of open. Like, it's not crazy like it is here. Or am I wrong? Let's see in my country, Brazil. 52. 0 deaths. 0 Brazilians die from coronavirus. So far, anyway. Damn, Argentina's got a death. Who else? Yeah, this whole area is all fucked right now because of Italy, right? Infected 10,000 people in Italy. Why is everybody going from fucking China to Italy? China to Italy or some shit? Because how did so many people get over there? Like, are there a lot of Italians that go to China? Russia's got 0 deaths too. You can't kill a Russian with a virus. The fuck they thinking? The shit that they survive, all that cold, that virus is gonna freeze to death up there. Oh man. Alright. Neil deGrasse Tyson says, this is an experiment of whether or not we'll listen to scientists. Yeah, I saw this the other day too. Because a lot of the doctors that were talking about this long ago, back in November, October, yeah, late October, November, right? That when they started talking about it, that's when I started seeing things pop up right after that, the end of the year. And then I started hearing about how China was like telling that guy to shut up. Like they made him sign documents saying that he was full of shit. I hate that they do that. I really hate that that's a thing in China. That the government like legit thinks that nobody's gonna give a shit, that when somebody talks about the bad things that are going on in the country, they shut them up by making them either sign a piece of paper or taking them to jail. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how they can get away with that. So far, it's saying 10% of the people who contracted coronavirus have required hospitalization so far. Even if we get that down to 1% in the U.S., it still would mean that 700,000 people would require hospitalization, and there are only 300,000 open hospital beds nationwide. So it still wouldn't be enough beds for all the people who are going to get sick and need to go to the hospital, is what they're saying. And yeah, it says lingers in the air for up to 3 hours, 24 hours on cardboard. So yeah, Amazon boxes better get fucking sprayed down. New York officials traced more than 50 coronavirus cases back to one attorney.
Asked for a 1-mile radius containment area around New Rochelle, which essentially means schools, synagogues, churches, other large gatherings are canceled for 2 weeks. You've also activated the National Guard to help clean schools and other facilities and to deliver food. What else can you tell us about this containment plan?
This isn't it. This is a different video.
Thanks for having me, Jake. Think of it this way.
Put it back on
we
the
have
other one.
170.
Yeah, there was a thing that I saw here. It says New York officials traced more than 50 cases back to one attorney. So, I don't know. Let me see if there's anything else here. It says now they're officially considering it a pandemic. I thought it was a pandemic to begin with. I don't know why they didn't officially say that in the beginning. Let me, I need a drink because I'm sitting here blabbering my face off and my mouth's getting all dry. Are you guys seriously scared? Like, do you guys think you guys are gonna get sick? Am I scared? Are you asking me? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it's really as bad as it seems, then I'm definitely gonna get sick because I always get sick easy and there's no way around it. Like, if I'm around anybody who's sick, I get fucking sick. Like, that's just how my life has always been. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to go through that, especially because of how bad I react to like, when I get fevers, they're like over the top. So if I die, fuck it, dude. Stock up on pet food and other household essentials. You think I won't be able to order it? I mean, I'm kind of like away from everything, so there's no reason to stock up on anything because my supermarket's here. Even if everybody ran to the supermarket that lives in this town right now to go buy stuff, like, there will still be stuff left over. There's too many stores in the general area of where I live in comparison to the amount of people that live here. There's like, I don't know, I feel like it's not gonna be hard. Like if I see shit hitting the fan, I'm gonna be able to just go to the store and like seriously grab whatever I need. I'm not afraid of that. Hi. Are you gonna miss me, Falcor? Yeah? You're gonna miss all the sweet treats I give you? You had the flu for 2 months last year? Damn. Yeah, when I went on that that tour that our van or RV, whatever, broke down, and then we had to drive in the back of a U-Haul for like a week, I got really sick. Like I thought I was gonna die. What are you doing? Hi. Don't fall off me. You just want to come chill? We can chill. This is my cat Falcor. This is what he does. Because he's spoiled. Right? People are going out of town to buy essentials in small towns like mine. Yeah, well, whatever. I got what I need. I went shopping. I got enough food to last me for like a month. So, and actually probably more than a month, really. If shit was hitting the fan and I had to survive, I got enough to survive for a long time. I don't eat a lot. I live by myself. You know, pet food, I'll go out and fucking hunt animals with Luna if I have to. I'll go out into the woods or the mountains and we'll go catch a bunch of food. And then I'll actually cook it properly and store it properly so that I don't get corona from some weird animals. Pet foods are going to be cleared off the shelves the fastest. Dude, I went to 2 different Walmarts in the past like week, and they were completely filled and stocked with everything. Grab a crap load of ramen. Ramen ain't gonna do you good. If the world went to shit and you had a bunch of ramen, you're just gonna get sick of eating ramen. Like, there's no nutrition in that whatsoever. Ended up turning into a staph infection on your face. Oh, damn. That's not good. Hopefully, like, the staph infection go away? Like, or do you have that forever once you get it? Falcor, don't get coronavirus, okay? Okay. What are you doing? Alright, anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a little bit and chat with you guys about all that stuff. And I figured if you guys wanted to chill and chat tonight or whatever, you come hang out. But there was this, you know, I got notified, like I said, from someone about them having that photo of mine on the Wolfdog article, and it kind of upset me when I read it because I'm like, while some of the things in here can be accurate, a lot of the things were misleading in such a way that it was gonna, I feel like it's gonna cause problems for the Wolfdog community. Like, there's like articles like that just don't make sense to me, but that kind of bothered me. And then, yeah, you guys talking about the coronavirus, I've been keeping my eye on it, trying to figure out what's going on, because I, you know, if it did get to the point where I saw that stores were all going to be closing down, if I felt like that was going to happen around here, I would certainly go out and get a couple of more supplies that I need, just so that I can make sure I'm good to go. But I got plenty of batteries. I've got backup batteries for things. I've got generator. I've got food in the fridge right now. My freezer's fully stocked. My cupboards are fully stocked with food. Like, just from me going shopping, because I happened to get paid, you know, recently, so I went and picked up a bunch of stuff I needed. So luckily, I do, but there's definitely probably a couple other things that I would have to get. Did they give me credit for the Luna pick? Yeah. They put my name underneath it. I mean, I think they got it from my Flickr account, like I said, because I have it under a Creative Commons license, I think. Ozzy Osbourne probably started coronavirus. You know, I just heard a song play on Spotify today that was Ozzy and Post Malone, and it was actually a pretty good song. I ended up saving it. Ideally, I would stock up on Easy Mac if I wanted to go super cheap. I got Panera mac and cheese in a little container, like when I went to Walmart, and they had, what else? The broccoli and cheese soup. I got some of that. I got some snacks. I got potato chips. Today I made a veggie burger with French fries, like seasoned Checkers fries. I made it in the air fryer, and I got a bunch of vegetables and stuff. I got a bunch of potatoes in the drawer. So like, if I ran out of all foods, I could live like Matt Damon in Mars. You know how he was just eating potatoes that he was growing for like a year? I'll just do that. I'll just eat a bunch of potatoes and then plant a bunch of them outside in my backyard. What, Keggy? What, you got a problem with mac and cheese? You better not talk shit about mac and cheese. Cheap soups are good too. Yeah, some of those soups though, like the ones that, like the little Campbell's soups and everything, I don't know, whenever I eat those, I end up getting like this weird aftertaste in my mouth. I don't like them anymore. Like when I was younger, I used to be able to eat like SpaghettiOs and shit all the time, but now I can't eat it anymore. Something about the flavor for me, like, this doesn't work. I can't really taste it correctly, and it just tastes like a bunch of chemicals to me. Canned or box food lasts a long time. Hey, I got another one of those molten lava cakes that I didn't make. Ashley, you want to come put a bunch of wheat in that and make it for me again? Not if you got a peanut allergy. I don't. I'm lucky. Peanut butter is best, high in protein and fat. Yeah, one of my friends that I used to hang out with that came over here and made these like Chex, I think it was like Chex cereal, and like powdered sugar and peanut butter and something else. I don't know what she had called them, but she made them, and then I ended up having like 2 or 3 bottles of peanut butter. I think I have like 2 of them left or something like that in my cupboards. I don't really like peanut butter personally. I think it's gross. I can eat it on some things, and sometimes if I get high enough, I could eat like a peanut butter sandwich, but it's not something that I have made, not in the last year anyway. But way less than last time? Okay, deal. Yeah, I didn't feel too good that night. That was way too much for me. Try Bear Creek soup in green bags? Okay, I'll have to look that up. Puppy chow? Water collection should be #1 priority. You can live without food but not water. Do you think the water is going to get infected with coronavirus? Probably not, right? They have disinfectants and UV to cure the water, right? Reese's peanut butter? Yeah, I could eat Reese's peanut butter. Those are good. I don't like Butterfingers that much though, because they get stuck in my teeth. Sorry, Falcor, your fur's going everywhere. That's your fur flying around, dude. I brushed him a bunch yesterday, and he's shedding just as bad right now, and like Luna's all shedding. Hey, are you gonna bite me? Really? Is that what it's gonna be like? Is that what it's gonna be like? For real though? You're gonna fight me on stream like that? I thought we were friends. You're not supposed to put my fingers in your mouth. You're gonna get corona. He's like, fuck that. I don't want corona. You think crime's gonna go skyrocket? Yeah, man. I remember, like, there's a couple times in Florida when the hurricane hit, and people were, like, kicking in store windows to go take televisions and shit. And they did that in Katrina, too, in New Orleans. I remember seeing all the people running around with fucking, like, these TVs that they're running, like, through water up to their chest. And they got, like, a TV in their hand. Like, what are you gonna do with no power, asshole? With that big-ass TV? What are you gonna go put it in your fucking pool? Your house that has now become a pool of water? People are gonna loot. Yeah, you gotta get that loot, man. You gotta get that loot. Hold you? I can't hold you from here. You're too far away, bitch. I told you can come here anytime you want. You just have to figure out how to make it happen properly. Shedding because the season's changing? Yeah, exactly. Every year, this time of the year, they shed a lot. Especially Luna. Like, I've been combing her and my bed, like, at night before going to bed. My bed has just been, like, destroyed. And I put it in the wash, like, 3 times this week. Between all the rain and her running in and out of the house with the mud and then jumping on my bed. Because, like, I don't have time sometimes to grab her. Like, sometimes I won't close the door all the way and I'll forget. And she'll just, like, run past me and run upstairs and jump on the bed. And she'll be, like, covered in mud. And then I got to put everything to wash. Because I don't want to go, like, especially with all this shit with diseases and everything going around. Like, I don't want to sleep, like, with all that mud on my bed and whatever the hell she dragged in, especially after I dug that big hole up. Who knows what the hell's living down there in Narnia through the gate. All right, let's go. We all gonna die anyway? Yeah, I mean, hey, if your job gets closed because of coronavirus, fucking come down here and come chill. Just don't get sick and don't get me sick. That's all I ask. Just promise me you won't get me sick and we're good. Put Falcor in a little hazmat suit. Our house is the hazmat suit. Worst case scenario, I got liquor. Fuck it. We'll do fire sales till the lights go out. I should probably get gas for my generator if shit hits the fan, right? That would probably be a smart idea. I mean, I guess not really. I have, like, a lot of it in the RV, because I remember I put some gas in it so that I could test it out when I had fixed some stuff on the motor, like, last year in the summer. So I could legit probably just siphon out all that gas and use it in the generator, because that generator doesn't need, like, brand new gas to run. It's a Honda, and it's, like, it's a good little motor. That shit'll last with any kind of gas in it. You're scared, Julia? Don't be scared. I think it'll be alright. Trump says we'll be fine. It's not even a big deal. The stock market's healing nicely. Falcor, you want a green hazmat suit? He's just looking at me, wagging his tail like, hey, bring me to my bowl of food, human. You got a little bottle of rum from Jamaica? Nice. No, I'm good, man. I just went and picked up new weed. I got everything I need here. I got I got liquor, even though I don't drink, but I will if the world's going to shit, because fuck it, dude. I got weapons. I got long-range weapons, short-range weapons, burning weapons, burn the house down weapons. What else? Oh yeah, choppy weapons. Chop chop. In the name of Jesus. Yeah, pet food. I think I'm gonna definitely do that. Definitely by my next paycheck, I'm gonna go, which isn't long from now. What day is it? It's already the 11th, so I get paid next weekend. So yeah, by next weekend, I think everything here will still be okay. So I'll go fully shopping again and make sure I have extra pet food and stuff here just in case. The problem is I need to get like a actual freezer that I can keep in the basement, because there's like no room in my freezer for any of Luna's meat, and I used to always have a problem with that because I don't like, her food goes bad really quick if I keep it in the fridge because it's all like fresh meat. So and if I keep it in the freezer, she has a hard time like wanting to eat it when it thaws out. Like she doesn't really like it. So I need to, I don't know if it's because it's with my food or whatever, but in Colorado, I had a different freezer that was one of those like side freezers, and I had stuff like different types of fish and deer and like lamb and cow tongue and like goat head, like all these fucking, not goat head, lamb head, and like all these other weird animal parts I'd get from the butcher. And she would always eat those, but I don't know, like anything that I've been keeping in here at this house and like the freezer and everything, I don't know if it's just it like makes it taste weird to her because it's with my food or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna definitely try to get one of those little ones and just keep her food in there. Like I'm gonna go on Craigslist because there's people getting rid of them all the time, and as long as it's working, I don't really give a fuck what condition it's in if it's gonna be in my basement, because I'm never gonna be looking at it anyway. You got one for $100? Yeah, in Colorado, the one that I got it for like $75 from this, like there was a lady who used to come into our salon, and she would get her hair done there, and then she told me she was getting rid of this big meat freezer with a bunch of meat that she had that she wasn't gonna eat because it was like gonna go bad or whatever, so she wanted to get rid of it before it went bad. And I was like, I'll fucking buy it. So I bought the whole thing. I bought the freezer with the meat in it. Luna fucking loved it. She ate all of it. No bat soup though. No bat soup. We love bats, okay, but we don't love bats enough to eat them. That's the rule. Yeah, deep freezer is not fresh food. No, yeah. She likes her food fresh for sure. But if I had to get like extra stock of food for her and I had to keep it in a freezer, then she would be forced to have to eat that if she got hungry, if we couldn't find like an animal to hunt for her to eat. You know what I mean? Freezer burn maybe? I don't know, because it could be, but most of the stuff that I put in the freezer, I know how to wrap it properly so it doesn't get freezer burn. So I don't really think that that's the issue. There have been things that I've just thrown in there before and she doesn't care for it, but things that I wrap up properly that she acts that way too, it's not freezer burn, so I don't know what it is. Get Luna bat soup. Yeah, they did say, I think, something about the possibility of corona getting into your dogs, and maybe not cats, but I think I read something that said somebody's dog was infected. Let me see if that's true. Hang on. Yes, I'm right. Look. Dog tests positive for coronavirus. Government says pets of the infected should be quarantined. The dog of a person who contracted the novel coronavirus has also tested positive for the sickness. A Hong Kong official with the Agriculture, Fisheries, and Conservative Department said the animal was picked up from a residential flat on February 26th, same day that the pet's owner was diagnosed. The discovery is significant because up to this point, there has been no direct evidence that animals can contract COVID-19. The dog didn't have any symptoms, but the test came back weak positive from samples taken from around the nose and the mouth, which means maybe the dog did the dog maybe not get it but had it living on it? The AFCD stated that most tests will be done to confirm that the dog did contract the disease and that the test results were not just a result of the dog living in a home with the virus touching its nose or mouth. Okay, yeah. So it's not just a result from what I just said. Okay? Spokesman said the department strongly advises the pets of the people with the infected to be quarantined, and they've set it up with a designated animal keeping facilities to hold pets for 14 days while they test for COVID. Yeah, so even your dog can get coronavirus. How fucked up is that? It mutated from dogs because they ate them in China? You think so? But the pangolins or whatever, pangolins, and the bats also tested positive for corona though, and they eat those as well. So it could be all that. They just don't have an immune response to it. Yeah, hopefully not. If the dog gets it, then eventually it'll hopefully die. Who knows? Alright, anyway. That's why I wanted to come here. Just to have a talk with you guys about some shit. Since, hey, we're all going to have to be having conversations from our home soon anyway, because we're all going to be locked inside our house while they spray a bunch of chemicals outside. Did you see that shit too? Fuck. They're just walking around China spraying a bunch of shit with this white fucking mist. It kind of reminds me of when they show all the war footage from back in the day, and they're walking around like with all the gas, like all that gas in the fucking guns, and they're just like spraying it around everywhere. So it could be from a dog? Yeah, I mean, it could be from a dog, but it could also be from the other animals that tested positive for it. And it could be somebody created it and released it. Or maybe somebody took it from an animal, bred it, like cultivated it, and then brought it to the Wuhan fucking market and sprayed people with it. That's a possibility too. %50 of the population gone by 2025. Dude, it's been in the talks forever. Why do you think that Elon Musk is so adamant about getting to Mars? He knows. He knows there's some shit going down. He just wants to get the fuck out of here. We got to help him out, man. We got to stop with our bullshit and help out Musk. We got to get to Mars. They consider us all lab rats in their sick mind control experiments. Now the world is a giant test subject. Yeah, but you know what's fucked up is like if you spread, if it's really legit somebody spread the virus, that person is gonna end up getting it, you know? Yeah, Luna's in my home, Ruben. She's upstairs on my bed sleeping. Yeah, everybody, like, it's gonna spread, and if it's a virus that's that bad to keep contained, then eventually everyone's gonna get it at some point. Like, we've all had the flu, right? Like, at some point of our lives, we have all had the flu multiple times, sometimes once a year. So, if coronavirus is spreading worse than the flu, and it's that hard to contain, it only can mean that every single one of us is gonna at some point get it. Am I wrong? All the super rich have been buying up land in places like Greenland, very isolated places over the 10 years. Yeah. Hey, I had the same fucking idea 3-4 years ago, and I said, why not just move to a fucking isolated area away from everyone and everything, and then have my own fun and all of that, not have to deal with people's bullshit when they're fucking dying of coronavirus, I can just be in my house and just hang out and do the same shit I do all the time. And if I need to go out and I need to check out what's going on outside the world, I'll just throw on my goggles, I'll fly my drone around, I'll take it to where I need to go. Now I got the crossfire so I can go really far, and I'll be able to see everything that's going on right here from this chair. I don't even have to leave my house. And then when the drone comes back, I'll spray it down with some Lysol so I don't get the virus. That's what I'll do. I don't believe that. My personal belief is that the virus is being propped up as fear propaganda to socially engineer people on the mass scale. Again, they consider us test subjects. Yeah, I mean, have you guys seen any videos of like people sick actually like videotaping themselves? I mean, I saw the doctor video of him sick. He had the mask on and he was at the hospital talking about how like everybody needs to be prepared because this is like a different thing that we need to be worried about. But I mean, we've had other issues like this before, right? There's the plague and like all the other pandemics that have happened with the Spanish flu and, you know, even SARS and the chicken flu or some shit. Was that what that was? There's all these weird things that you hear about that pop up and then disappear, but nothing that is spread the way that this is spreading. Meanwhile, Falcor is just being a cat. Yeah, he just got done eating. Did he throw up? Yeah. He vomited all over behind me. The other morning he came and he vomited inside of my computer. And sometimes he just does that because he's a cat. And I had to take my whole computer apart and clean out the whole front of it because he fucking vomited inside of it. It was fucking disgusting. And I almost vomited myself. Oh man, he just burped. It looked like he was... Are you gonna throw up again, really? He didn't throw up. Not yet. Please don't throw up. You already threw up once that I gotta clean up now. So gross. Now I gotta go get the gloves and the cleaning supplies, do it all over again. That's what happens when you get pets, right? We'll just put it away from the vomit so you guys aren't completely grossed out the whole time. Fucking cat. At least he didn't do it on my lap, because he was over here trying to jump on my lap the day that he vomited inside my computer. And I was in the middle of like soldering something, so I didn't want him to jump up on my lap. And then he threw up like right away. So had I let him come up on my lap, he would have definitely vomited on me. Antibiotics cause this? You think so? I don't know. You think that it just made them stronger? But antibiotics, I thought, doesn't really work for viruses anyway. It just works with bacteria. Oh, but I did see an article, though. There was a guy who had AIDS, and he ended up also getting cancer, and he had to have a stem cell injection or whatever that ended up curing him. It was for the cancer. The stem cell thing that they did was for the cancer, but it ended up also curing him of the AIDS because the guy that he got the stem cells from had some sort of weird genetic thing that caused him to not be affected by AIDS. Like he can't catch AIDS no matter what, apparently. So because the stem cells were taken from him and put in the other guy, it made the AIDS go away. And now the immunity that guy had is like 99% well inside this other dude's body. And they said the only way they're going to know for sure whether or not it actually worked is if the guy, like, over the next few years doesn't once again show any signs of having AIDS. So I guess what I'm saying is there is a possibility that in the near future they're going to start figuring out ways to maybe even use stem cells to cure other viruses by finding maybe people with some sort of genetic disposition that keeps them from getting some sort of sickness, and then taking those cells and, you know, replicating those to put into people, and then I think that might be a way, because if it's able to convert your body to have the proper internal cells to fight off the bad stuff, then even with cell rejuvenation too, like I've seen a lot of study with that with stem cells. So I figure if this is happening on the small scale right now, you better believe there's probably doctors like really fighting, looking into this stuff, trying to see if it's a possibility. But if they can figure that out, that'll fix a lot of problems, because there's a lot of diseases that people have right now that's, you know, just fully viral, right? So it's like if they can figure out a way to just kill them like they do with antibiotics, yeah, maybe they will evolve and we'll have to keep up on all that shit. But if it's possible, it will definitely help. Like if you get some sort of infection, you take antibiotics, you know, it goes away, right? Unless you do it all the time and then it builds up an immunity, you get fucking other sicknesses from it. But the donor what? The donors also had AIDS? No. Wait. It was a mix of the chemo and the transplant? You think the chemo killed it too? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it's true that they were able to do that, then it's possible to do that with other people. They're just going to have to study it a little bit more. And I know it's kind of really weird to just be like, oh yeah, let's just start testing a bunch of people and see what happens. So it sucks because, right, they start testing on like mice and shit and like monkeys and whatever, and then they pass it up to people after they get it down. But there's a lot of people who are scared of that shit, right? Because they think legit that you're gonna get you know, autism from getting a shot, and then people don't trust the government, so they think these vaccines are all fake and they're just gonna do worse. But I remember when I was little, I got a bunch of vaccines, and I mean, hey, I turned out just fine, didn't I? Yeah, the chemo kills their immune system. Yeah. My ex, Sarah, had to get interferon treatment, which is like the alternative to chemo, but she also had to have radiation treatment too. And she had it, like, her whole fucking chest was all burnt, and the back of her head, like, all her hair, like, fell out. She was fucking horrible, man. I don't wish that upon anybody. Well, maybe some people, but not her. She didn't deserve that. That was really fucked up. Yeah, it gave the stem cells a chance to work. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they can study that just enough to figure out like a way to trick this into working with other people, right? You think you had coronavirus, Yeshua's? Well, that's good if you already had it and it's gone and you're fine. Like, I really hope that anybody who does get it, even if they don't know they have it or whatever, that it just... The bad part is the fact that, you know, going around to go out in public and then spreading it to people who may not be able to fight it. That's the thing that really, really sucks, right? But yeah, I don't know. The shit's crazy. You guys fucking stay safe. I'm gonna get going because I gotta clean up this vomit. I'm not gonna do it on stream, but I'll see you guys later. He's actually fine right now. He's just laying here right next to me on the floor, chilling, after he just threw up all over there. So anyway, I'm gonna get going so I can clean that up and finish some other stuff I gotta do. So you guys have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Clean your fucking hands. Don't wash your face. Put on the fucking cone of shame if you have to. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, bitches.